Unlike traditional methods that are only able to see basic web session details such as bytes up, bytes down, and what the application is, Netskope uses a patented technology to decode at the API level rich contextual details about activities and data spanning thousands of cloud services. Today we are going to focus on Skype for Business, which is part of the Office 365 suite. Netskope decodes granular details about more than a dozen activities taking place in Skype. Track activities taking place from the Skype for Business web app, mobile app, or desktop app, with visibility into details such as creating, deleting, and downloading content for sharing in Skype. This unprecedented level of visibility can be combined with granular policies, DLP, and threat protection to ensure safe and compliant usage in Skype for Business. Let's take a look at a scenario where we have a user using Skype for Business on their iOS device. This user uses the built-in presentation capability to share sensitive data with meeting participants. As you can see on the right, Netskope is able to do an audit log containing details about the user activities taking place. Let's see if we could prevent this risky activity from taking place in the future. The first step is that we want to create a DLP rule to identify sensitive content like this. For the purpose of this demo, let's create a rule that looks for the words confidential and finance. This would in most cases signal a sensitive document that we don't want brought into a Skype meeting. Now that we have a DLP profile in place, let's go ahead and create an inline policy that will trigger on activities tied to this DLP profile. Netskope enables granular policies that are in context of the user's identity, Active Directory group, location, activity, and content. Let's start by selecting the target users. We can choose a specific user, AD group, or OU. Let's go ahead and leave the default, which is all users. Next, we choose the target application. Netskope supports thousands of cloud services, and we can search for a specific one, select a category, or even an instance, which is key for determining the difference between corporate and personal instances of cloud services. Let's select Skype for Business. Next, we will bring in the DLP profile that we just created, which has the words confidential and finance. Netskope provides granular visibility and policy enforcement covering a variety of activities. For this policy, let's specify all activities, as we don't want the sensitive data brought into Skype at all. Next, we will have the option to bring in an additional set of contextual attributes, such as whether we're dealing with managed versus unmanaged devices, network or geolocation, or much more. Let's make this simple and focus on the user, app, content, and activity, which we've already selected. Next is the action we want to take when the policy is triggered. We can simply alert the admin and make this an audit event. We can also specify allow in the event we want to create a layered policy and block at the category level, but allow activities tied to this policy. Let's go ahead and specify block, as we want to prevent this risky activity from taking place. The last step is to name and apply our policy. Now that we have a policy in place, let's attempt the same activity we did before and see if we can prevent the sensitive content from being shared. As you can see, Netskope was able to inspect this activity in real time, trigger the policy, and block the risky activity from taking place in Skype for Business.